Israel's going to war. This is the second video I did on this. Go watch the first one where I announce it, to report on it. But this actually was a brilliant move. And I said in the prior video that I don't think Israel meant to do it across the board like that. But as I've said before, and many have said, when communications go down, you know that's the start of World War III. You know World War III has started. Let me say again. You know World War III has started when you can't communicate anymore. That is the first thing an enemy state, an enemy, whomever it is who's coming against you, that's the first thing they will take out. They will take out your communications. Why? So you can't retaliate, so you can't communicate what your response is going to be, so you can't organize effectively, you can't maintain governance and control of the situation. This is what Israel did in Lebanon to 1,200 plus Hezbollah and some civilians who had these explosive pagers. And this article goes into it and says indeed that there were explosives on board. It makes no sense that the batteries would explode, by the way. The fact that they did this now, they took out all the communications of the enemy, that means they're going to war. That means look for an imminent escalation of Israel against Hezbollah members. They probably know where they are because of cell phone tracking, of triangulating of the devices. Now all the Hezbollah fighters, by the way, are in hospitals with injuries, so they're all down. What better time than to attack and overcome Lebanon, specifically Hezbollah, the militant side, not the civilians of Lebanon. The civilians of Lebanon are very good generally. But this is what perfect time. The first thing you do is you take out the communications. Then you go in with troops on the ground and with your other forces while the enemy is disabled. They are disabled now. This means Israel is likely to strike. I think this is what this means as I've been thinking about it. There had been a few killed by this. I think 8 killed last I saw, 8 dead, 2,700 injured in Lebanon, exploding pagers, 200 people in critical condition. Let's see. The enemy Israel attacks. Israel stands behind this security incident. The security official said he has that the new pagers that Hezbollah members were carrying have lithium batteries that apparently exploded. Now maybe they had a device attached to the batteries to help them explode better, or maybe they did some experiments to see how could you most effectively explode a battery. But I would think there's more to that. I would think there's maybe some C4 packed in around. That would be the easy thing to do. That would cause the most damage. Pack some C4 around the battery or in the case somewhere and remotely trigger that. I don't think this has anything to do with batteries. That doesn't make sense. I have lithium batteries related to my solar setup, and I know the various versions of them, lithium ion, lithium iron phosphate, and various other kinds. And they most of them are resistant to fires. They will catch on fire, but they don't generally explode exactly until they get very, very hot. Regardless, this could be the start of a new Lebanon war. And yes, I agree. Why? Well, because again, what do they do first? They take out your communications. How do you know World War III has started? When your communications go down, when your satellite goes down, when your internet stops working. Look out your window. It could be coming soon, folks. And whenever the internet goes down, I'm always thinking, why did that go down? Is there something happening that we're not supposed to know about? Even your own government will cut communications if they need to. And what were they trying to do during the trucker convoy in Ottawa, in Canada? They were trying to take out communications. The other thing that they can do, that Israel, and why this is brilliant on Israel's part, is that now that the pagers are out, Hezbollah was using pagers so that they could get paged and then use a secure telephone line to communicate with other Hezbollah members and leadership. Before that, of course, Israel was intercepting all messaging because they were using cell phones, etc. Now everybody is forced, if they're going to be called to action, if the Hezbollah members are going to be called to action, they can't just page them to a specific predefined location. Now they have to go pick up a telephone and call their commander, call their whatever who's leading it, and then now all those communications can be tracked. And there's going to be a flurry of communications that Israel is just absolutely vacuuming up after this event in Lebanon. They're probably taking in huge amounts of intelligence right now, not just where all the Hezbollah members are in hospitals, their locations, the state of them and who's left over, but also all the scrambling of the Hezbollah members in behind the scenes, trying to get in contact with the higher ups and figure out what the next battle plan is. And they're probably having to use regular cell phones and other communication devices, again, which Israel's hoovering up with every intelligence device they have. So this was actually a very smart. If Israel's using this to initiate the battle against Hezbollah, this was a absolute brilliant move. An apparent covert Mossad operation has unleashed chaos in southern Beirut on Tuesday, resulting in large-scale casualties among operatives and reported civilians. Now, I haven't seen any videos yet. Again, this is a picture of the pager, for example. They could do this to cell phones too, but in this case, Hezbollah was using pagers so that they didn't have to, call people on the phone. But they can, this is going to be receiving signals. Do pagers transmit? I don't know if they transmit. They might, but they may be able to triangulate it in some other fashion there. Here's some security footage. I don't know if this is going to show. This is going to go over to X here. Let's see what this shows here. Hezbollah. This is the most significant intelligence breach. So let's see what happens. I haven't even looked at this video yet. Okay, there it goes. So yeah, it's a blast off this, basically off the side of the hip, and that's what you see in the images of the hospitals as well. Blast off the side of the hip, where they're holding their pagers. No, not a huge blast. Surprising, it actually killed some of them, but interesting. And here's a piece of the pager apparently that exploded. So again, I would think this would be C4, some sort of explosive there. So I'll leave there. Again, when communications go down, that's when the war starts. So pay attention. There's other indicators from other leaders that, in fact, war is imminent. And what does the U.S. want? Well, they want war before they go to elections. They don't want Donald Trump to get into office. What just happened? They tried to assassinate Donald Trump. Every time they fail to assassinate Donald Trump, that means they're even more desperate to put off the elections, to go to a state of war where they can declare martial law, and then they can declare that Biden and Kamala are in leadership until the war's over, until martial law's over. That's what they can do. They can delay the elections. So pay attention.